Good, Mr. Owen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Brown? Madam Clerk?
Yes.
Good to go? Calls meeting to order. Mr. Kenny, if you could please read this application, sir.
You would please bow your heads. God, you're good to us. God, we just ask that you watch over us. God, we ask that you watch over this town. God, we ask that you give us discernment and decisions for this town. God, we love you. We thank you. And we ask all this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Mr. McGee, if you can lead us in the pledge, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, if you could please conduct a roll call, ma'am.
Alderman Doug Adams.
Mr. Adams is going to be absent tonight, ma'am.
Alderman Matthew Kinney.
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Buck McGee.
Present.
Alderman Jordan Shreen.
Here.
Alderman Mike Rain.
Present.
Mayor Hunter Tim.
Present.
Town Attorney Neil Earl. Here.
Council, first up, we'll have approval of minutes. This is the approval of minutes from September 9th, 2025, regular council meeting. At this time, is there any comment from the public? Is there any comment from the council? Council, this time, I'll entertain a motion. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes. I have a motion for Mr. King and a second from Mr. Jordan Shreen. Council, this time, please cast your votes. Motion carries. Continuing on to old business, council, you will have accept or reject the budget and financial statements for August 2025. Is there any comment from the public on this matter? Seeing none, is there any comment from the council? Also none, council, at this time, I will entertain a motion.
Make a motion to accept the financial budget for the month of August 2025.
Second.
I have a motion from Mr. Raines and a second from Mr. McGee. Council, this time, please now cast your votes. Carries. Council, we'll be continuing on the new business. At this time, you are in the possession of the current budget and financial statements for September 2025. Continuing on, we'll have accept or reject the amended ordinance for 2025. This is an amendment to the introduced ordinance amending Article 2 of Chapter 24 of the Town of Houghton Code of Ordinance to include a fireworks clause and to correct clerical and formatting issues related to the noise regulation provisions. Is there any comment from the public on this matter? Seeing none, is there any comment from the council? Also none, council, this time I will entertain a motion.
Make a motion as ordinance for 2025.
Second.
I have a motion and a second for accepting the amended ordinance for 2025. Council, this time, please cast your votes. Carries. Continuing on, we'll have accept or reject ordinance for 2025. This is an ordinance amending the Article 2 of Chapter 24 of the Town of Houghton Code of Ordinance to provide scope, purpose, and general definitions as well as exemptions in relation to noise regulations. This will be as amended based on your previous vote, council. Is there any comment from the public on this matter? Seeing none, is there any comment from the council? Also none. Council, this time I will entertain a motion.
Make a motion to accept ordinance 4 2025.
Have a motion and a second. Council, this time, please cast your votes. Continuing on, we'll have accept or reject resolution 29 of 2025. This is a resolution authorizing the town of Houghton to enter into a software as service agreement with My Government Online, also known as MGO. At this time, I'll call Mr. Gillis, our town administrator, up here to give a little bit of context and depth to this resolution.
Good evening, council. So this year it's for MGO, it's actually, it's software as a service, it's done through an actual government agency, which affords us the opportunity to have them at a much lower rate. This is gonna be used for online permitting processes. Right now, if you go to Bossier Parish and you're, applying for a permit for anything, building out in well, anywhere in the parish right now, this is the same software that you use. There's a big push to send it out across the state and get everybody on board with it. As we have our permitting office that's moving in-house in January, then we need to make sure that we have the software already in place and up and running before that date. So this will kind of give us 3 months to get it implemented. They don't actually start billing us until we use it in January, so everything leading up to that and getting it online and all the workflows there is included, taking care of that. Got any questions about it for me?
I know this is the standard, not just in the parish, but even Caddo and stuff as well. And I might misspeak on this, so correct me, but is this something that's going to be mandated eventually, or allegedly, possibly, that all government agencies are going to go to this platform?
I have heard about that from quite a few different people. I know right now, Director Shelley back there is using it for, several things on the MPC right now that comes through the other portal login, and I think he's heard the same thing, that eventually it may be mandated that we use it, but at this time it's not. Kind of getting ahead of the game.
Gotcha. Is there any questions from the council while Mr. Gillis is up here? Thanks, sir. Any questions or comments from the public? Seeing none, council, this time I will entertain a motion.
I make a motion that we accept resolution 29, 2025.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Council, at this time, please cast your votes. Carries. Continuing on, we have accept or reject resolution 30 of 2025. This is a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute all contracts, documents, and instruments necessary for the Fox Skinny Bayou Drainage Project, improvement project, excuse me. I'm sure Jeremy will kind of touch base on this, but again, we talked about it a lot, but this is essentially giving me the right to sign to get this thing kicked off and going, because we're right there on it. So I'll let Jeremy touch on that unless council, if you have any questions for him in reference to this, I'm sure he'll cover that when he comes up here to give his briefing to us. Is there any questions or comments from the public in reference to this?
One,
Yes, sir.
just one question.
Do you mind coming up here first real quick, just so we can keep it? If you don't mind, sir, state your name and address for me, please.
That's the back of my property. I was just concerned with liability and everything. On this, I've seen any documentation to even ask any questions.
Okay, Mr. Huber, if you want to come up here real quick, as well. This is just to allow me to sign for this project, but I don't mind, since it's in reference to it, we can talk about this, he'll cover this as well, and we can also sit down and talk about it after this. But you haven't seen anything in reference to what is that? Just the project itself?
Just the project itself, because year and a half ago, they were talking about digging a ditch back there to alleviate the drainage. Is that part of it? That would have been going across my property.
Nothing's on your property, everything's in town property. They're doing actually, we were out in the Fox Skinny Bayou, and there's gonna be a stormwater pond that actually holds some water.
Okay.
To take in some picture capacity.
Which is also on the town's property.
Oh, actually, but I think I know where yours is a little bit further.
I'm on Owl Lane.
Yeah, so this will actually.
Actually, I have budget through going through my
I
property.
remember where your property is.
Yeah.
I remember looking at that, and, yes, this will actually improve, it's gonna drop the actual water elevation of Fox Skinny Bayou when those particular stormwater events come, so it'll help you.
Curious of the past history that we've had with this.
I can tell you this, it's looking good, and Mr. Jeremy will hit on, will probably get a little more in depth for us, but we're right on the cusp of getting this thing going. You certainly would have been notified and made aware, if if it was going to be something that was impacting your property there. That might have been maybe a different idea in the past, but that's not going to be in reference to this project, no, sir.
I'll make a comment, it got pretty solid.
I like it too. Thank you, sir. Is there any questions or other comments from the public in reference to this matter? Any from the council? Seeing none, council, this time I will entertain a motion for resolution 30 of 2025.
Make a motion to set resolution 30 of 2025.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Council, this time, please cast your votes. Continuing on, we have accept or reject resolution 31 of 2025. This is a resolution authorizing the advertisement for bids for the wastewater treatment plant improvements, phase 3, also contract 3. Is there any questions or comments from the public in reference to this? Seeing none, is there any from the council?
What is this, what is this again?
So this was all, at least for all of us, except for Mr. McGee, Mr. Adams, before us. Jeremy, again, probably is going to go over it in his deal, but come up here because it's in reference to Jeremy right now. This has kind of been a long project in the making that I also had to follow myself.
So these are available, these were remaining available funds from the new wastewater treatment plant. And so you use it or lose it, so this is an ability to actually use those funds and improve the old treatment plant that was actually not producing what it's going to. So this right here will get the old plant back up to what it was originally supposed to be at, in addition to doing some other small improvements around the wastewater treatment plant for Jackie, mainly the chlorine, where he's not having to change out 150-pound cylinders, he's getting ton cylinders now and stuff of that nature. So that's where all this is to do some improvements.
In pretty simple terms, Jeremy, I've spent a good bit of time down there. We're sitting somewhere around $1 billion on capacity with our new plant, right? I'm not too far off with that. And getting this one up and going, we're probably picking up 400 or so thousand.
Put you right back close to 1.5 million.
Alright, so kind of at our, just for everybody's awareness, kind of at peak, I've seen us operate at 60% or so capacity when it's up and going, so 600,000 out of $1 million. If we get this drop down by having more capacity, it's really going to set us up for some of the
That was
growth
the whole
that's coming.
purpose of these projects, was knowing that all the development's coming to halt and to try to get ahead of it. Better get ahead of it than say,
Jordan, I think this was the rest of the USDA.
that's what I just said, that's the remaining funds that we have.
We had it all.
It's nothing.
It has to be spent on the treatment plant.
That's it. Thanks, sir. Is there any more questions or comments from the council? Seeing none, council, this time I will entertain a motion.
Make a motion to accept resolution 31 of 2025.
Got a motion from Mr. McGee and a second from Mr. Stream. Council, at this time, please cast your votes. Carries. Continuing on, this will be accept or reject resolution 32 of 2025. This is a resolution authorizing the town of Houghton to participate in the Louisiana Asset Management Pool, also known as LAMP. Mr. Gillis, you can come up here if you want. I can touch base on some too here. This is the asset management pool that is governed and ran through the state. Without getting too CPA-ish on it for you guys, because I'm not a CPA and I don't deserve to go down the road, I would say the average yield on most of the accounts that we have currently for our funds is about 0.10%. LAMPS is 0.1. LAMPS is it's through the state, so 24 hours or the same day, even if you put it in early enough, you can have your funds transferred back to your accounts. It's a floating variable rate right now. As of today, I just checked it 5 minutes before I got up here. It's 4.21%. So you can do the math on how many X more interest rate that would drive for the town in our accounts, and it's 100% secure. We're just trying to be good fiduciary members with the money that we do have on hand and get into something that's accruing a little bit more interest while also being 100% secure. So if there's any comments from you, Mr. Gillis, on that as well?
It's gonna give us an opportunity to take the funds that are not needed for the day-to-day expenses and operations of the municipality, place them in an area, accounts that are holding. Those accounts are designed for municipalities in the state of Louisiana, and it's all in compliance with state law as well. So, and as well as all the investment strategies that they're utilizing with government funds, it's all in compliance.
And just for clarification, I wanted to make everybody aware, obviously, you would have seen this if this was the case. We're still doing all of our banking locally here with Bombadou Bank. We're simply just going to transfer some funds that are essentially, I don't want to use the word excess, but have the ability to accrue interest into Lance.
So, money we're not using on a day-to-day budget and operating expense, but just the ballpark, what do you think we may use?
It's tough to tell. Obviously, it does day to day, so it's floating.
It's variable day.
The most I could do is if you looked at this year, for example, so for this year, and the rate of what it's been this year, that could be close to 200,000 roughly in additional interest that the town could have freedom with it. So we're working on that.
So right now, it's like what, you say
The average for most accounts is around 0.01 or so. I think we had one last year.
So they have 400 times that amount of interest.
We do have a few, and like I said, I say that as an asterisk, because we do have a few CDs that are starting to mature, but pretty limited. I would say 90% of our funds are sitting in almost a non-interest bearing account. I mean, minimal interest bearing.
And some of them are restricted to that. There's certain grants and funds like that that we may have to set aside also that will not be able to be eligible because they have to remain non-interest bearing due to contingencies on that grant. But we're working with the CPA as well and making our work going to them, making sure that the vast majority of funds that are eligible for it will get some type of return on it.
And I think it's same day transfers back to us if it's before noon or.
Yeah, it's same day as long as you put the request in by noon, and after working with Lane and most of our day-to-day stuff, I don't see anywhere where this becomes a hindrance on us. I mean, it's a phone call and we're able to move it. We'll have a login portal as well, so shouldn't have any issues with operations.
Thank you. Is there any comment from the public in reference to Resolution 32 of 2025? Seeing none, is there any further comment or questions from the council? Also none. Council, this time I will entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to accept Resolution 32, 2025.
Have a motion and a second. Council, this time, please cast your votes.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I made a copy of what you had included, if anybody wants one printed out, be able to review.
Yeah, no, that's, and you can go to it's actually a really user-friendly website for anybody here that wants to look at it. Just for expectation management, keep in mind, as we're on the topic of this, it is a variable rate, so we're in a pretty high interest rate environment. So we want to capitalize on that while we can, just like everybody sees their bank CDs looking good and things of that nature. If we start seeing prime and things like that go down, I would expect this to trend down as well, but at the same time, it appears to be much more competitive than anything we have locally available to us, being through the state here.
I bet it doesn't go down to 0.01.
I bet it doesn't. Historically, I went back to 2011 and it doesn't, so you're right, yes, sir. I did have a little bit of time to look into that, so. But no, the website's very user-friendly to look into. It's actually, surprised it's not as widely known for municipalities around, so good deal.
Yes, I didn't know until that, I saw that, because I heard of that for years. The state treasurer is the president of
He is, yep, it actually is. So it's as good as you can get when it comes to operating within the laws and rules that we have to operate within. So we'll be continuing on, council. This time we'll have accept or reject resolution 33 of 2025. This is resolution recognizing November 6th of 2025 as Dak Prescott Day. At this time, I will ask Mr. Turner to come up here to the podium, please, to give a little bit more context as to why I'm proposing this to you all, the council. Speak a little bit about Mr. Prescott career, and then I would argue most importantly what he's done for the town as well.
Yeah, like you said, my name is David Turner. I'm the athletic director at Halton High School. And as many of you know, DAC built or made a large donation to Halton High School for us to erect the largest, I guess you could say it's the largest, we do know it is the largest video scoreboard, high school scoreboard in the entire state of Louisiana. He also redid the entire weight room, and so we have a day planned. You know, as a professional athlete, it's hard to get somebody to come in. It was hard getting the scoreboard and the weight room done. Once, you know, we got all of that planned and done, we wanted to dedicate the field to him, and so we're having a special day on November the 6th, Thursday, for him to come in. I talked to him last week. He is coming in November the 6th with his fiance, their 2 girls, his dad, and his brother Tad, and I just think it would be real special to, you know, just kind of name that day Dak Prescott Day. So.
Yeah, this is something we hope to be able to present to Mr. Prescott, just acknowledging, you know, not, like I said, not only his career, but him remembering his hometown and contributing back to it when he does come to town on November the 6th. And I think Coach is going to put out a little bit more information, but it sounds like there might be something done to the field that there'll be an opportunity to buy a pretty cheap ticket and be able to attend and see the ceremony. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, real cheap tickets.
I know the school will put out some more information on that. Sounds like.
We'll publicize that probably about a week and a half before November the 6th, sometime in October. You'll be able to purchase a ticket, come to the field dedication. So you don't have we got a lot of stuff planned. So it's going to be a real special night for us and him and his family. So.
This is something we wanted to get knocked out of this council meeting, so we could have that, if so approved by the council, they'll have that to present to DAC, getting that little bit before our November council meeting. So, is there any questions for Coach while he's up here for the council? Appreciate you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Is there any questions or comments from the public in reference to Resolution 33 of 2025? Any other questions or comments from the council? Seeing none, council, this time I will entertain a motion.
I make a motion to strongly accept Resolution 33 of 2025.
I have a motion and a second. Council, this time, please cast your votes.
Aye.
Nah.
Carries. We'll be moving on to reports at this time. Mr. Tyler Gillis, Town Administrator, will come up to present the report.
Good evening again. Just a couple things to go over. I just want you to know that Drone Pilot, so far we do have it integrated with our maintenance crew. We now have, we have 3 of those positions filled, one's still being filled with a temp right now, and they've been getting after it, and it's working as planned so far. And then additionally, I've already met with Spencer from the fire department, and we've been working, getting together on getting the flow paths for MGO laid out. So with what y'all approved today, we'll be able to contact them tomorrow and start scheduling to get that rocking and rolling. I'm also happy to announce that on that 25-26 LCDBG grant for our sewer improvements on the south side of town, all the conditions were met for that last week. So we will move forward into the next step of that. Tentatively, we've got the environmental review that's got to roll next on that, and maybe over the next 2 months, I believe, for that, and that will get us into hopefully January to start opening up bidding for that project. We are still working in-house on the 26 budget, and we should have some stuff for y'all at the next council meeting as far as budgetary concerns go. Outside of that, Foxskin's got some more legal ads that were published last week, and we're letting them know, of course, I believe they're 10 and 14 day stints on that, and those will be wrapping up. And then Jeremy can update you a little bit further on Foxskin on the timeline on where we're at. You have any questions for me?
No, you just hit on it first there, Tyler, talking about the maintenance crew, and I know Mr. Hicks will be coming over next, but when we had that workshop several months back, Jackie essentially let us all know that he was low on staffing. We all agreed he needs some help, and we probably for the first time that I'm aware of, formulated a truly dedicated maintenance crew. And I can tell you firsthand, I know Mr. Gillis can testify to this, the amount of digs that we've conducted with our own equipment and our own personnel since we formulated that crew, which isn't even 100% yet. Instead of outsourcing it, has blown my mind. I mean, multiple digs a day.
And a lot less invoices coming in.
A lot less invoices from third party private contractors, and it's paying for itself.
It is, very much.
It truly is. So I just
They
want
didn't get after it.
just want to put that out there. Thank you. At this time, we will have Sergeant Freeman present the police department report.
Mayor, council, for September, police department took 210 calls for service, 53 written reports, 20 external reports. Just had one hit and run. The guys wrote 265 citations, made 6 domestic violence calls, 26 drug arrests, 5 of those, or 26 arrests were made, 5 felonies, 13 drug charges, and 2 DWIs. During September, we had 3 tours of the school by special needs classes from the elementary school. That's always a highlight for us, probably more than them. Attended the law enforcement day and First Baptist Church's preschool, groundbreaking at Galilee Baptist Church for their new multi-purpose building. Of course, the homecoming parade. We are working on a joint venture with Bond and News to purchase 2 crime cameras that we would hopefully place somewhere between West Jackson and West McKinley on 157 to cover that side of the bank. The business is there on that end. It gives a little bit more coverage there. The Axon cameras are complete and done. Right now we've got 2 officers going through motorcycle certification at the school. That's kind of a big thing for us, be good. And then if I just have a short minute of your time, received a couple of letters in the last couple of weeks on some of the guys, which is it's always good to see. This one was in reference to Officer Edmonds. It says, one day concern, I was recently pulled over in Harlem, Louisiana. Although I did receive a few tickets, I've never had such a professional and talented officer. I explained my situation to him. I recently ended a 13-year relationship and was down on money to pay bills and keep up with things. I appreciate the professionalism and kindness that your officer showed me. That was for Officer Edmonds. Then received another one. On September 19th, at approximately 23:30, my daughter Christine made an improper turn and was pulled over by HPD Officer Munns. 2 other officers arrived as well. Myself, Matthew, was in the back seat of the car, and a friend of Christine's was in the front passenger seat. Daughter has bad anxiety and immediately started panicking, grabbed the purse, and started looking for her license as Mr. Munns was approaching. As I started to tell her to wait, he was already at the window. Instead of Mr. Munns panicking himself with her digging in the purse, he immediately noticed her anxiety and acted accordingly. Easing her mind, he was able to calm her down enough that she could focus. We all ended up outside the vehicle, and 3 more officers arrived on the scene. They were professional and human. They treated us as equals while also doing their job. They listened, they talked, they interacted, and made us all comfortable. They treated us as people. Not one time were they arrogant, nor was their badge used as them being better than us. Christine's anxiety turned into happiness during a period where it would have gotten much worse. But because of Mr. Munns and other officers, the way they spoke to us and interacted with us, the calm situation. For her first ticket, she took it pretty well, and that was due to the way they were handling things. He was respectful, kind, and professional. It was my pleasure to meet such great officers and to see Christ through their words and their actions. These guys were great. Perfect examples of what law enforcement should be and strive for. Actually, they're a perfect example of what we should all strive for. Oh, that's pretty cool. Something good for guys. I mean, that's after they
got a citation.
still bleeds, so thank y'all.
Thanks, Sergeant Grant. Next up, we'll have Chief Holland with the Holland Fire Department.
Evening. September report, we had 65 responses. Fires on 15th, we had a vehicle fire at the exit 33 off ramp. On the 16th, we responded to mile marker 36 on I-20 mutual aid for a 18-wheeler fire. And then on the 18th, we had a structure fire at 2018 Coastal Drive, mutual aid with both Prairie Fire District 1 as well. Public education, we had 2 field trips for the elementary school, one on the 19th and one on the 25th. Personnel, 42, 12 career, 10 part-time, 20 volunteer. Firefighter Leon continues his shadowing role with the city of Ruston. That will conclude on 10/24/25, so 2 weeks, and then he will begin working with City Hall staff, as Tyler was talking about, to prepare for the implementation for a launch date of January 2026 for inspections. He is getting very confident. Every time I talk to him, he's more and more confident. I still feel confident about this. I think it's going to work. Equipment, all apparatus are in service. So we had to have a valve replaced on the ladder truck on the 29th, and tires put on the brush truck on the 30th. New Sprint 1, we actually received, so Sprint 1 is in. We should be able to take ownership of that tomorrow or the next day. The radio and lights are already in stock, so we just have to get it over to Tico, get that installed. Nick just received the decal proofs, so that we'll be able to get everything striped.
That's part of the, that's the second F-150 that you all voted on. With government capital financing we did, we finally got that second one in. I just saw
That should be all the vehicles now.
That's it, yep, you're the last one. Yep, we got the PD in, and then you had your one outstanding F-150, and that does it.
So that's good, we'll get that in. Training, daily training continues. We held 2 classes, an instructor 1 class with 15 students, and inspector 1 and 2 with 5 students. Additional information, the forestry grant has been approved. That equipment has been ordered. And then on a really bright note.
Give me a second. Chief Palmer, can you come up here as well? I want to give, I know which one this is, and I'm very impressed. I'd like to have both the chiefs up here, because I know there's a joint effort on this one.
So, we have received approval for the AFG grant, the Assistance to Firefighters grant for FEMA. We have been awarded $230,000 in federal funds. We have a cost match of $11,500. This grant will be to replace 26 SCBA's, and we're exploring the possibility of piggybacking off the city of New Orleans to purchase those. This is the biggest, this is the most difficult grant in the country when it comes to the fire service. Roughly $376 million are allocated to this grant, and that sounds like a lot of money until you think that there's 600 fire departments in the state of Louisiana alone. The work that went into this is absolutely not, and Jimmy Holland did this. He patted me on the back. This was a group effort. It couldn't have been done without Chief Palmer. It just continues to prove the testament of how well he has done, how much he has brought to the table since we made the decision to bring him home. I think we're probably approaching $400,000 to $500,000 in grant funding, and he's been here for 2 years. So I cannot stress you enough how big of a deal it is to get the AFG grant. And we are very excited about this. We will be working at a very fast pace to get this accomplished as soon as the federal government opens back up, because it's their money we're going to get. So yeah.
And just a heads up, we will need y'all for a couple of things. Resolutions to piggyback off of New Orleans if we end up going that route. So
It's like we did with Shreveport for the bumper gear, and to follow the RF statute, there's just some mandatory documentation that we'll have to bring before y'all to appease the auditors when they come in. So, we'll be working this year to get this started. It'll obviously be next year before all this comes in. We won't request the funding until the equipment is in, because once they give us that federal funding, we have to distribute it within 30 days, or we have to start paying interest on the funds. So, that'll be a 2026 expenditure, so we'll have to come out budget, so that'll be on there. So.
This is something that both the chiefs here did on their own. I don't know if they just thought maybe they weren't gonna get it, so they didn't say much about it to me, or if they wanted to be surprised, but I did some looking into it, and it's yeah, it's a big deal, you know, in very easy, simpleton terms, it's a big deal, so that's strong work on that one, from both of you.
And that's all I had.
What was that dollar amount again?
200, I rounded it, it's a little over 230,000 in federal and 11,000 in our pocket.
Pretty good cost match.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, because we are in the FEMA mind, a rural community, we only have a 5% match, which is fantastic, so.
The matching is such a big deal because, especially as you trickle up in those projects amount, when you get to your 26, 30% match, or even a 50% match, I mean, even for somebody our size, it's such a great deal, but it's still burdensome on the municipality, and to get something at a 5% like that,
We will end up having to surplus the old air packs. The company we're looking at purchasing these through will discard those for us.
Which is mandatory.
It's mandatory, it's part of the grant. We can't sell them, we can't do that, we gotta get rid of them.
I mean, that's something that's a dated, doesn't even, I mean, we're to the point where we should probably be.
They're Firehawks, and I say Firehawks is what we got. We still got some of the old elephant trucks laying around too, so we'll be able to get rid of all of that. These BG ones, yeah, we got some old stuff. So, it's a big deal.
You had a head full of hair when they used them.
Yeah, it's probably used in rookie school.
It was. That was back when you rode on a tailboard,
On the backpack?
yeah, on the back.
That's all I got. What's there any questions?
I do, so what about when firefighter Leon comes in, are we still sending the other gun?
Yeah, we're discussing that. We absolutely have the ability to do that. And I think with firefighter Leon on staff trained as well, and he's gonna be able to shadow with firefighter Leon as well. But I absolutely would like to find time to send him, probably more to Ruston, because Ruston is more like Halton. Shreveport was great. I thank them for everything they did, but they operate differently. You know, they have an electrical inspector, they have a plumbing inspector. Ruston's like the one-stop shop, like what we're trying to go to, and they have been so hospitable. Both of them have, but,
And they would put Spencer with an electrical inspector, and that's all he would see for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And he's like, I really need to see some HVAC, and I really need to see, but Ruston, they do everything, just like he's gonna have to do everything, so.
So let me ask you this, when he gets certified, is there anything to keep him from going somewhere else?
his pension. That's one thing that the fire department offers that, you know, they're in MERS over there, and MERS is a government pension, but it can't compete with firefighting. And he still has 5 years before he's vested in FRS, so he would have a tough decision to make to walk away from a pension. I don't think that that's his intention. He's a Halton guy, so is Sean.
Yeah.
So, you know, that we did that, you know, not only to have 2 guys in case we grew, but also to have a redundancy in case that situation ever came to fruition to where we had a backup plan. And we may look in the future to send another guy to get this done, you know, once the revenues start to come in and, you know, we're starting to see green instead of red, then we can discuss, all right, let's invest in somebody else and get somebody else ready. And it's setting these guys up when they retire as well. Any one of these guys, you know, what we've done for, what they're doing for us is great, but what we're doing for them is when they do retire at 20, 25 years, at 45, 50 years old, they have another profession sitting right there they're ready to go into. It's a win-win situation for everybody. And, you know, he'll be at captain's pay, Spencer will live in captain, even though it's not captain, he'll get officer pay. So he's not, we always need to pay him more, but he will absolutely see a pay bump doing this as well. He'll still have firefighting obligations, so he will have to respond to structural fire alarms, so he will still continue to receive state supplemental pay as well.
Any other questions or comments from the council? Good job, appreciate y'all both.
Thank you.
Next up, we'll have Mr. Hicks with the Public Works Department.
I guess we'll just go over the digs. The maintenance has really been doing a lot. They have done more than, I mean, what I can put down here. They're averaging 1 to 3 digs pretty much a day. The amount of money our water we have saved in this town by fixing these lines is tremendous. We are fixing 2-inch lines, 1-inch lines, and it's just every bit in this town we do, we save. So it's definitely helping our water. It's just helping all around that I ain't got to call somebody and come out and do it for us because we didn't have the time with it. And they're real good. Blaze is real good by learning. I can go out there and I can show them how to do it, and they know it. After I tell them, they can repeat it. So they're doing real good at that. I'm real proud of the maintenance crew, what they're doing. I was going to go and tell you some digs, but there's just more than I can really tell you. I mean, it's just that many. The cutting grass, they are still cutting grass when they have any type of downtime. They were up on East Madison, Jackson, McKinley. I got Blaze on Sideburn. He's doing good with Get Down. So we're proud with him and that. The equipment repair this month has been fairly good. We had a 60-inch X-Mark we had to go get repaired. The boom on the cat was repaired, and we had just like the sewer plant, a transfer switch was installed in the sewer plant. Other than that, they've just been working. So that's really all it is. Y'all can see the digs everywhere. We got holes everywhere.
It's not going unnoticed. Like, I've had people come up to me and say this is the best the town's done in 20 years.
They are really, I mean, I had some things in there, these guys are up their neck and mud and water trying to fix this stuff. So they're doing good.
Talked to them, that same thing.
Oh,
And
yeah.
we can see we can see the changes. We appreciate it.
So some of
You've been
the,
waiting on it for a long time.
Oh, I've been waiting for it. I just need help.
yeah, so that's why I have Mr. Hicks up here. Some other things we're starting to work on. We just about got personnel to where we need it. We're still probably a person shy on that. We kind of had expectations of how many people it would take to run. We knew we were understaffed, but you're always kind of guessing how many it's actually going to take to run it. But what's been very functional to see is we're bringing on one good guy at a time, and our guesstimate was right when it came to we probably need 4 in the maintenance, and that probably makes us pretty whole. Me and Jackie and Jonathan, our new maintenance supervisor, we've sat down now for budget season to kind of look at some equipment needs, obviously to keep them, we got the people, and then what do we need equipment to keep them functional? And so that's something you all will be presented with as we kind of look at the numbers. There's a few pieces of equipment, we want to invest in that's going to make us even more functional in what we're doing, and really in turn more we keep in house, it saves everybody. It saves everybody and time, money and time. I mean,
Well, we're on fixing to do 123 fire hydrants has to be done.
Yeah.
So we're on that now. So it's just dig after dig every day.
Yeah.
So you'll see it.
That's right. We appreciate you, Dave. Next up, we'll have Tricia Horn, the NBC director.
Hello, council.
EPC
met last night, a regular scheduled meeting. We did not have any cases last night, so it was a business meeting. We presented the proposed budget, 2026 was approved last night. Actually, the budget was raised a mere $1,000, but because of the new fee schedule and what the fees that we're proposing next year, the amount to the town and the parish is going to go down $2,000 if our fees projection is correct. So this budget was approved and now will be sent to the police jury and the town for the final approval. We also had proposed fee changes and they were adopted last night. There was a lot of things we were doing here that wasn't charged for. And we adjusted those fees, so we are projecting quite a increase in our fees overall. We put a fee on site plan, and as of yesterday, we had done 80 site plans this year in the town. So we're expecting quite a bump in those results in our overall fee collected. We also approved the 2026 calendar. The dates, the second Monday, is going to stay the same for the NPC meeting. The second Thursday will be the Board of Adjustments meeting if needed. So that was approved last night. Another thing that was talked about last night, the parish back in August placed a moratorium on planned unit developments in the parish and the unincorporated areas. This is not applying to Benton or Houghton city limits. And the parish wanted to place this moratorium until a study could be done and develop ordinances and procedures for planned units development. The good thing is we're going to benefit from this study that they're doing, even though the town of Houghton County Benton has not got a moratorium right now. When this is complete, should be about 8 or 9 months that this study will complete, and we will all participate in the study. We're going to benefit from the ordinance, policy, procedure, and the criteria for bringing a PUD into town. So we're going to benefit. The RFP they put out, they didn't get but one response from a South Louisiana company. They were requested to put it out a second time with the same response, the same company. So the parish accepted that company to do the study. It's going to start rather quickly. We'll be participating. I can't tell you right now if they're who all will be participating, but we will keep you up to date on the participation. And I'm sure as we get further along, there'll be probably more people participating in the study, and we'll be able to develop our policies and procedures according to this study. Is there any questions? Thank y'all.
Thank you, Michelle. Next up, we'll have Mr. Jeremy Meyer Engineering Firm.
So as one of your items, item 5 on the new business was for the Fox Canyon Bayou Drainage Project, as the mayor mentioned. And I think Tyler also mentioned ERR is actually in the advertising process. It seemed like that ERR kind of got off in the ruts for a while, but it's finally moving forward. I think everybody's happy with that. So just to give you a quick update on that one, the ERR is expected to be done, I think, this month or November. So that means then once that's done, then you can move into the next phase, which is the right-of-way and servitude. So that's expected timeline-wise, November, December. And then hopefully advertised for bids will be in the January, February range, and then commencing construction sometime around May, and completion where everybody can actually enjoy the improvements will be sometime in December of 2026, because it is 240 a lot of work going on there. But those improvements will definitely help The next item was the wastewater treatment plant that we're going to be advertising. It's actually going in, the first advertisement's going in the paper tomorrow. So I'm going to push for get that one done. And then we'll receive bids on November 13th. And then at the December meeting, hopefully we'll be awarding a contract. And construction will start in the first quarter. As Tyler mentioned also on the LCBG project for the sewer rehab, that the plans are submitted for review through agency review. I'm not sure how long that'll take. I'm assuming probably 45 to 60 days. And we'll go from there.
Is there any update on the elevated tank project? Jeremy, I think y'all had some correspondence with the, which I know he runs a lot of point on this in Tucker, but y'all had some correspondence, I think, with the tank manufacturer.
I actually have some samples here for your colors on your tank.
Yeah.
Colors. I've got these here and I'll get grab them real quick.
I know they've had some struggles with, I'll let you stand there.
I believe it's the foundation.
Yeah, the foundation, project-wise, just for everybody's awareness, we're glad to see both of them going, but 3227 project going on at the same time with this in the same area has been.
A lot of different contractors moving around, doing a lot of things, and they're definitely impacting. The timing was hoping to get that done before, but the state started a little bit earlier than anticipated on getting the road done, which is not a bad problem. It's just, it wasn't anticipated at the time of the construction was
What's the original deadline on the project?
I know it's broken out to a bunch of different days.
I don't have it with me, but I can get it for you.
Yeah, I have that too as well. I can get over.
I want to say it's not pushed back far, but it's maybe a couple more.
Any other questions or comments from the council?
And I'll have you better open on the way on more time.
I'm sure they charge you for those things.
Y'all can have them if you want.
You sure?
Yeah.
Don't bill me for them. I'll keep them.
Oh, no.
We appreciate you, Jeremy.
Yep, no problem.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Irwin, do you have any announcements to make, sir?
No, sir, thank you.
Madam Clerk?
No, Mayor.
Any announcements from any council members that they'd like to make?
Not really town business, but it kind of is. A lot of y'all know my mom, served up here for many years, council mayor. Today's her 90th birthday, so happy birthday, Minnie.
Birthday, Mr. Martin. 3227, I'm sure some folks up here and I've gotten some calls on it. I've been in talks with DOTD and Senator Bass, and we actually had Mr. James Sharpley with Ben Brown come by and sit down with us. That lane closure that I think they put out to March, was it early mid-March, something to that effect? It doesn't really make sense because you look what they have shut down right now. That's a multiple phase closure until it's 100% operational. I just kind of want to clear the air on that because they're doing tying in and deleting roadways. So just for the record, putting that out there, it was a little confusing because everybody thought that one section of road was just going to be closed down arbitrarily for months at a time, but that's not the case. So they're breaking up into multiple phases, and they're rolling on it, so we're hoping for good weather on that because it's going to be good for the town and good for those businesses located in that area. So if there's no other announcements from, yes, sir.
One thing, it's nothing about the town.
Yeah.
I want to kind of tip my hat, thank you. Dad's funeral was last Thursday, and the ones that showed up, the police and fire and everything that showed up, helped direct traffic. There's a lot of people that showed up, and what we thought, family noticed it, one thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Council, at this time, is there any objection to adjourning this meeting?
No objection.
No objection, meeting adjourned.